Do you want to start rock hounding and identifying rocks and minerals like a pro with tools that you probably already have around your house? Today I'll show you the tools that every beginner geologist needs and exactly how to use them. I'm Tracy Diane, a professional geologist, and if you love rocks and books as much as I do, I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. Before we get started on our list of essential tools that you're going to need to start your rock hounding adventure, I want to answer a question that a lot of people ask, and that is, where do I go to find rocks? And the answer is almost anywhere. One of my favorite places to go are creek beds. River rocks have some of the most interesting colors and features that you will ever see. But if you don't live near creeks that are easily accessible, look along roadbed outcrops, in the forest, on the beach, almost anywhere you go that you can see some sort of rock peeking out of the surface, you can find something unusual and interesting. Now, if the land you're on is not publicly owned, make sure that where you are allows you to collect the samples. Either ask the owner, or if it's federal land, just check the rules. You don't want to take something that is protected. Now that you know where to go, let's talk about some of the things that you might want to take with you while you're out rock hounding. First up is a hand lens. Now, this is a particular type that has two magnifying areas. This large area here has a 3x multiplication, and the smaller area here has a 6x multiplication. And you can use these to see the details of the rocks that are a little bit difficult to see without some sort of magnifier. They're lightweight, small, and easy to carry. There's actually a lot of different type of hand lenses that geologists use. There's ones called loops that actually fold in on themselves, and you can tie a string around them and just wear them around your neck while you're out working. So there's all different options that you can find for hand magnifiers that are easy to take out in the field. Now, next on our list is a geologist rock hammer. This is mine that I've had for a very long time. Geology rock hammers are pretty interesting because they have a pointed end on one side and a flat end on the other. And these give you the ability to kind of crack off a rock sample off of a large boulder, or to chip it out if you need something more pointed to get into a crack or something. So these are really great to carry with you. You can get a little belt loop and hang it on your belt while you're walking, so you don't have to actually hold this while you're walking along looking for your rock samples. But a rock hammer is essential for any good geologist or rock hounder out there. You definitely want to invest in one of these. They're a great tool to have. Now, the third thing on our list is safety goggles. This rock hammer actually says, warning, wear safety goggles on it, because when you are using a rock hammer and you are breaking off a sample off of a boulder or something like that, or an outcrop, rock chips will fly everywhere, and you do not want to get one of those in your eyes. It can really hurt you. So you can get safety goggles at any hardware store. These are some that I have. They are not particularly attractive, but they are very protective. These actually wrap all around my eyes. And they have a lip on the top as well as the sides. So any kind of rock fragment that flies off when I'm using the rock hammer, if something flies toward me, it's going to hit these safety goggles and keep my eyes protected. And I know that they look kind of stupid and people don't like wearing them, but you definitely want to wear these if you're going to be out using a rock hammer, or anytime you are at home and you want to crack a rock open. Please, please, please wear your safety goggles. Now, the next thing on our list is a good field notebook. So this is actually a real geologist field notebook. It's called Right in the Rain. It's an all-weather notebook, and it's really cool because it's small and you can carry it around pretty easily. And the pages, you can't really tell, but they're treated so that they're water resistant. So if you use a Sharpie or something that's going to be permanent, if you write on here, if you get stuck out in the rain and you're collecting rocks and you don't want to, again, you can actually write in this notebook and the ink isn't actually going to bleed because the pages are weather treated. So this is a really great thing to have. You can get them online. I'll put some links down below to help you find some that are really good. They're not all that expensive, but they're definitely great to have. And I know geologists who have shelves full of these field geology notebooks, and they'll go back to them and they can tell exactly, what they were doing on a specific day 15 years ago and exactly what they found. So they're really great to have. Keep them dedicated to your rock hounding, and you'll really enjoy having these when you're out and about. Now, the next few things on my list are things that will help you tell the identity of minerals by checking out their streak color and their hardness. And the first one on the list is actually a streak plate. This is an example of a streak plate. They typically come in white or black. They are basically unglazed porcelain tiles. And a streak color is when you rub a mineral on this plate, the powder that comes off, you can see I use this one, there's a white powder on it. The powdered color is the streak color of a mineral. Minerals will streak different colors depending on what their properties are. A lot of minerals will have a streak that's the same color that it is on the outside, but interestingly, some minerals have very different streak colors in the outside, like hematite in particular. If you have a sample of that, it's kind of gray, silver gray on the outside, but when you streak it, it's actually a cherry red color. So using streak to help identify samples is really good tool. These things are super cheap and lightweight. You can stick them in your pocket and take them with you. Now, the next thing on our list is actually lemon juice or some sort of acid. You can take little dropper bottles of it out with you. And the reason that you want to do that is because if you are looking at minerals or rocks and you're wondering if they contain calcite, calcite will react with acids. In fact, if you take a piece of calcite or a limestone or a marble that is made of calcite and you scratch a little fresh surface on it and you put a lemon juice or a vinegar or a hydrochloric acid on it, it will actually form bubbles on the mineral surface and tell you that it is definitely some form of calcite in that rock. So that can be really handy to carry with you. You can also do those tests once you get your rocks back to the house, and if you don't want to carry it with you, but that is a handy dandy test that helps you identify rocks and minerals pretty quickly. Now, the next things are things that will help you identify the mineral's hardness. Things like glass plates, paper clips, pennies that are older than 1982, even your fingernail. These items all have assigned hardnesses on the Mohs hardness scale. And if you have some of these things with you out in the field, it can actually help you test and determine what the mineral's approximate hardness is while you're out in the field. Also things like steel nail files, steel knives. Some of these things can be really handy. They're easy to carry with you, and they can help you if you are only looking for things like in a certain hardness range, or if you really need to identify what something is while you're out in the field and you can't take it back with you. Putting a few of these things in your pocket is really handy. You can also, if you don't have the Mohs hardness scale memorized, and most of us don't, even geologists, we don't have it memorized, you can, print out a copy of that and put it in your pocket and take it with you and do the test while you're out in the field. And these things are really handy. So I wanted to mention again the old pennies that you need for the Mohs hardness test. I said that you needed an old one, and it's pre-1982. In 1982, they changed the metal content of the pennies, and it changed the hardness of them. So the old pennies that are 1981 and older are a 3.5 on the Mohs hardness scale, but that is not the same as what the newer pennies, the 1982 until now, are. So if you're going to use a penny to test the mineral hardness, make sure that you have an old one or two stuck in a drawer so that you always have what you need. So now that you know how to get started rock hounding, I would love to hear about your adventures in the comments. You could even post pictures of some of the things that you find. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I will see you soon.